Ladies, guess what? This is Tana with Red Hen, and I have a little make and take for you. And if I get it filmed right now, I will actually get it to you on Make and Take Monday. I don't think I've given you a single Make and Take Monday that actually got to you on Monday, so maybe this will do. So, what went on is I was looking online, and I do that a lot. I get ideas. I call it research and development, and get ideas of what people are doing and see what products they're using. And I ran across this lady who did this, and I was like, well, that's just brilliant. But she used a paper shredder, and I didn't have a paper shredder, so I got online and I found a really cheap used one, and it came, and I went through my scraps and I shredded all this paper, and you end up with a whole bunch of 1/4 inch strips, like what I showed you in the still picture I've posted with this. So I had all of these scraps, and so I sat down. In fact, I cut them all in the living room on my couch, and I cut up all these strips, and I had them next to me, and I had a little table in front of me, and I watched 2 movies. So in the time that I watched those 2 movies, this is what I did. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Look at this. It's like I've made a crazy quilt. So anyway, this is what I ended up with, and I think they're really cool. And I did each of them on a card-based size paper. You can use any paper for that. You can use ugly paper. You can use just thin copy paper, because you're just using this to build your thing on. And so I have all of these, and then I counted 17. Well, each one of these is a full card base. So to make, even if you use this as the whole base front of your card, this makes 2. So each one out of this, you have at least 2 on each. So that's 34 cards right here. And all I have to do is put them on a white card base and add a cool sentiment on the front. So, but and then you can even cut them up smaller and use them as design pieces on cards. So there's no telling what I can do with these. What I did was, why I stopped at this many, I had all these found in the file cabinet. I found in this purge. I've just had so many things. I'm like, why aren't you using this? So I had all these sheets of double-sided adhesive. I have some new products that I really like, but I had these old 8.5 by 11, I think from 2 different companies, 8 sheets. So I just, they were 8.5 by 11. So I just say, here's my sticky stuff. I took the stuff off, and then I put 2 of these on each one, cut it apart, and then exposed the adhesive on this side and just laid these across. So when I got to 17, that I had used up all of those, all the pieces that I had of that old stuff, and it is now not in my filing cabinet, and I haven't used any of the new stuff that I wanted to save. So I did all of this. Did it night before last. Then last night, let me get these out of the way. I can't believe all this that I have. You need a quickie card? There you go. Just a really bold, it could be like, I'm going to show you on another card here. Okay, so I did all of those. Then last night, I'm sitting watching TV, and I look at that pile. I still have all this pile of strips. So I said, you know what? I don't have to do it just like that. So I took some colors out, and I did this. And so this was so easy, because I just went from corner to corner. So here's the one that I started here all the way across, and then I did an X all the way across, and then I just built out from there. I could have gone farther, but that's where I stopped. And so I did those on just the card front. And so then I cut them down to 4 by 5 1/4 and put them on a matching card base, and look at that. So I did that last night, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to film this and show my ladies this, that they can do. And but there's another scrap technique that I have been meaning to try. So I said I'm going to do that and film that before I film the video so I can show them. And so that is doing this. I came up with this, like a bold greeting like this would show up well on one of these cards, or it can be on a block, and then so if you put it on white and then put the greeting, then it will show up even more. So there's lots of things you can do like this. Anyway, so I did this, and I'm going to show you how I did it, just on a scrap piece here, because I'm going to do one. Well, I might as well do that. I might as well do that, show you. So we're going to start another one, because in the second one I did, I thought, well, you know what? It doesn't have to be solid colors, and it could be red, white, red, white. You know, you can do whatever you want to. So I decided, okay, I'm going to pick out some basic matching colors and use printed paper. And this is what came up with that one. Isn't it pretty? So I liked it so much, I said, okay, I'm going to do another one in similar colors like that, and film that for the video. So I have some colors picked out here. I've been doing it with 4. No, this one has 5. So this one had 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so there were 4 colors, so each one got used 2 times. So at 1.5 inches, it takes 8 strips to get across, because you're going to cut these. See if this is 4 inches. You're going to cut your strips at 4 by 1.5. Okay, and then you have to have 2 of each one. When it's like, you don't have to. If it's just plain the same on either side, then you can, let me pick one out here. See, here's one, and as I cut it apart, this one's okay, you can flip it over and it'll be the same. But on the printed paper or on any paper that's different on the other side, you have to have 2. So now I have 2 of these, and I'm going to take this one, and you're going to go from point to point. So I'm going to do the right point and go down to, no, I'm going to do the left point and go to the right point. And we're going to cut that and part like that. But now these are both the same. So now I need to go right to left to get the other side. I made a bunch of mistakes by cutting them both the same. Oh, I did it again. No, I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't. I was going to really get mad at myself. Okay, so I have 2 each of those. So that's going to 2 of this color. And then I had, what was my next one? This, I think. So I'm going to cut, let's see if this is, I'll have to cut 4 inches first. And then 1.5 inches. On the other side of this one, and 1.5 inches. And so I'm going to go right to left. So there's my right to left, and now I'm going to go left to right. You can kind of see it if you look. You're going, okay, now it's opposite. So we're going to go left to right on this one. And some of the, because you have 2, now you have 2. So this makes a full one, and so you can do it again. Or if you like to print on the other side, you can turn it around and do it the other way. I'm doing this wrong. There's one. Nope, there's one. And here's one. So I'm going to use both the blue sides, but you can do that. You can use the other color if you have 2. So there's the second 2. And then I'm going to do this one. It's not 4 inches wide, so I'm going to do the 1.5 first. There's my 1.5. I'm going to cut this little bit off here. It's kind of ragged. My poor scraps. So I got a 4-inch. And then, let's see if this is already 1.5 inches, but let's just make sure it's clean. And 4 inches. Now I'm going to go left to right, left to right. Isn't this cute paper? So now I have, oh no, I haven't done the other side yet. Let's see what's over here. Oh look, see what you could do with the second one? Oh my goodness. So I went left to right, so this is going to be, I left to right, so this was going to be right to left, right? Yes. Okay, so there's my second two. Oh, brain power. And see, look, this one could be another one. That's really cute. But I don't have enough of the paper to do the same thing. So we'll just see how it comes out. And then for the fourth one, I had this. So I'm going to do my 1.5 and my 1.5. So I can get 2 because that's not 8 inches wide. So now I'm going to do my 4s. And then I'm going to go left to right. And right to left. Okay, so let's see what I have going here. So I need a half of a card base that I had one laying here. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to build on this. So I'm going to lay my colors out here. And this could be totally random. You could just do whatever. But I'm going to try this. So, I remember. First what I'm going to do, this helps me get it right. Here's my pencil. So this is 4 1/4 wide, so I'm going to mark the center at 2 1/8. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to mark the center at 2 1/8. Come on. That's half, Tana. 2 1/8. So then I'm going to join these lines together so that I have a whole line down the center of the card. This helped me. So we're going to start with, I'm going to start with this color, and I'm going to use my liquid glue. Uh-oh, I didn't put the pin back in. Okay, so you start, the first one goes off the edge. So I need to put this under to make sure I don't glue it onto my table because we're going to go off the edge with the glue. Okay, so you're going to line this up so it's going straight on the side, and then it's going to cross right there at that center mark that you made. And then you're going to take the other side and put some glue on this puppy. The first one I did with tape runner, and it didn't go as well for me. Okay, so there's my first one. Now I'm going to go, and you want to remember to go the same each time. So I went left Right. I messed up on this one, so you can see it doesn't make a lot of difference. So here I went this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. So I just, anyway. But I'm going to try and do it correctly this time. So I'm going to start with the left one, which is what I did already. And you're going to lay this down, and it's going to line up along the side, but you're going to make sure that, this is why the liquid glue is coming as a better thing for this, because you can kind of adjust it. Okay, so now I need the other side of that one. And that's going to line up on the right hand side and crisscross right over the other one. As long as you know that center mark, you know you're going to cover up the one underneath. Now we'll do my pretty flowers and start with the left one. That orange is so pretty. I wish I had some more of this. It'd be cool to do one with just the flower and the orange. And now the other side. Isn't that pretty? I have to look at my paper, see if I have more of this. That would really be a fun card. Line it up on the right and straight across. And then I had this one. Use this one. Okay, line it up on the left and look at that center mark. And we need the other side. Right hand side, line up straight across. This one needs to be a little higher. And then I'm going to go back to the first one. I'm going to do that pattern over again for the last 4. So here we go. This one next. Line it up. This one. This is so cute, this paper. You could do 8 different ones instead of repeating a pattern, or you could do the pattern going out both ways. You could even make these different if you wanted to. It just wouldn't finish your... That's good. Okay, and then the last one is going to go right here. Just like this. Isn't that so easy? And then you can use this whole thing the way it is, well, except for cutting this off. You have to cut that off, those points that stick out beyond. So you could just clean this up, clean the sides up at 4 1/4. You're just making sure that anyway, you can cut this up at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this would cover the whole front of a card. But I'm going to cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4. So which means I want to take 1/8 of an inch off each side. My cutter doesn't want to do it so I have to turn it around and start with that to make it do it what I'm telling it to. Okay, so now I need 1/8 of an inch off of this side, and that will put the whole thing down to 4. This side could be a little cleaner. I'm going to try this cutter. This little bitty one sometimes has the most power of all. Okay. Oh, you don't like it either, do you? Probably going to have to do it with my X-Acto knife. There. Let me see. And then this. First of all, I want to get this little thing off so that little piece of white isn't there. So I know we want to cut that down. And then the rest of this is going to be 5 1/4, and I think I'll take that off. All down here at the bottom, not 1/8 on either side. And isn't that so pretty? Let me get these out of the way. And then I'm going to look real quick while I'm still on camera and see if I have, I mean, it could easily go on a white card base. That's pretty pretty. I think I'm just going to put it on a white card base instead of trying to find a matching one. I like it. So I'm going to fold this in half, score it at 5 1/2. Clean the side of this up just a little bit. Okay. That is so pretty, you guys. I like it. I'll do this for right now. I probably should be doing it with tape, but y'all don't need to watch that on camera. there we go. I think that's so pretty, both of these. I really like this. It's just so feminine and sweet. So isn't that cool? So these are all done with that. You can get a different look, and I think it's really cool, and it uses up scraps, which is always a good thing for me because one thing I always have is scraps. And speaking of that, when I did all this, and then I did this as well, I still have a pile of scraps, which is the picture that I showed, the still picture I showed with this video. And so if anybody would like that pile of scraps to start trying this, I'm going to say that that is open for one of you. You can come by and pick up. I'll just put it all in a little bag or a little paper, and you can come and pick it up. Or if you're in my classes, you can get it from me at next class. So if anybody wants those scraps, it's the first person to holler will get them. And that's all from me today for Make and Take Monday on Monday. Bye-bye.